This podcast contains potentially adult language, adult themes, definitely drinking, and possibly sexual context. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to Drinking with Authors. This is our Literary Briefs edition. I am your host, Erica Lance. My amazing co-host today is Danielle Orsino. And our guest today is Sascha Vennemann. Woo! We're super excited. Woo! Okay. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You're listening to us right now. Hit the like or subscribe, or you might be watching us on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. It lets people know that you love us and we appreciate it. And of course, if you want to leave us a review or a comment, we would love that too. We love them. Sponsor today is Skunk Brothers Spirits, coupon code DWA10. I do have a post-it that tells me these things because I get a little drunk by this episode. It's fine. Let's talk about what we're drinking in my very old Drinking with Authors cup. I have what remains of my gin and tonic with pomegranate and lime juice in it, because that makes it super fancy when I don't have the cucumber lime already mixed in my tonic. Okay, Danielle, what are you drinking?
I'm going Barefoot Moscato watermelon. It's the last that I have left for the summer. And then I've got it in my super fancy unicorn goblet, because that's just how I roll.
Of this super fancy unicorn goblet. I was supposed to
go
to a Ren fair before I got COVID, and I was like, I'm going to get a goblet at this Ren fair and present it with Danielle, and I didn't go because I got COVID, so that was not pleasant. Sascha, what are you drinking?
So I'm having a monkey shoulder scotch, blended scotch.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Got this neat little
he
monkey.
Outfancied all of us.
That totally outfancied me. That's fine.
He outfancied us.
Yeah, totally. It doesn't matter how cool our cups are. That outfancied.
We just got outfancied.
Yeah. I know your sponsor is more like into bourbon, I guess.
Oh yeah, no, they have amazing bourbon and stuff like that. It's the flavors they come up with are just ridiculous. It really, I didn't get any gin from them. I wonder if they have, I don't think they have gin. I have to look into that now. Okay, anyway, separate topic. Okay, are you ready for your questions, Sascha?
Oh, yes, I am.
Dun, dun,
okay,
dun.
What is your favorite book of all time?
I have to say The Stand by Stephen King.
The Stand?
The Stand.
Why?
Because it's an epic tale about 1,500 pages it's a plague story, post-apocalyptic, good versus evil, with lots of characters. They have some heartbreaking stories in this, and it's like a blueprint of a good novel for me.
Very cool. What about a novel that you absolutely didn't like?
I have to say 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, that's okay. You're joining the rest of us. I got 6 sentences in and couldn't go any further.
Yeah, or like anything Stephanie Meyer has written, I can't stand it.
Yeah, I have to say, so a friend of mine turned me on to this book the other day. It's 50 Bags of Earl Grey or something like that. It's a parody novel of 50 Shades of Grey. It is hysterical. I may be late on this particular journey because it was published in like 2012 or something like that. It is so funny. Like I bought a copy for a friend of mine too, and we were just sitting there reading it because I was like, this is the novel it should have been to begin with. So you guys should check out the parody. It's very funny and very well written. Okay, what is your favorite book that has been made into a TV show or a movie that you think they did a really good job with?
Oh, that's a hard one.
I know. We ask the tough questions here.
We're hard-hitting journalists.
Yes. I think the second Jurassic Park movie, like what was it? The Lost World by Michael Crichton. I think the book was fantastic, and and Steven Spielberg did a fantastic job to bring it to life on the screen.
Nobody has ever said that before. Wow. I have
Be
to go back and
specific with
watch
the
the
second
second one.
The second one, The Lost World.
Okay. What about one that they took the book and you think they did a terrible job of it?
Maybe a Stephen King movie, and that would be The Dark Tower.
Yeah, almost any Stephen King movie, because
it is very hard to do a adaptation of the Dark Tower series by Stephen King. And what they did a remix, and they did it well the way they did it, and it was kind of entertaining, but it has nothing to do with the Dark Tower at all.
No, I agree.
That's fair.
Danielle?
That's fair. I'm going to go with my obligatory question. It's early, but we're going to go with it.
I like it.
It's that time. Yeah, it's that time. Okay. All right, Sascha, you're going to bump into one of these three creatures and prove that it's real. Do you choose the Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot, or a UFO?
UFO.
I was going to say, he's going to say UFO. Like, she wants everybody to say the Loch Ness Monster, especially now that there's new photos coming out, somewhat kind of proving that the Loch Ness Monster. But
I've been to Loch Ness, and it's totally boring there. So I'm not going with the Loch Ness.
Never boring at Loch Ness. It can't be.
Okay, Danielle, when you get there, you can channel your inner fairy spirit and call the Loch Ness Monster and do whatever.
And he'll show up for me.
But you're talking to a sci-fi writer here. He's gonna choose the UFOs. Like,
I was just hoping. But we could say the Sasquatch is an alien. I mean, he could go with different. I'm just saying. All right, Sascha, I'll accept your answer. I'll accept it.
Just barely. You just barely scraped by there.
You just barely made it.
Thank you.
So what is something, because you've been an editor, what is something as an editor that is like a pet peeve that drives you crazy that authors do?
Telling this exact thing an author has said 2 sentences before in another sentence after that.
Repeating themselves. Yeah.
I don't do that.
I've been experiencing that with editing, and I was saying, I just read this sentence, not with the same words, but the intention was the same, and the content was the same. Why are you writing this again? I've already had this information. I don't need it anymore. So I'll skip it.
Oh, good point.
No, it's true. Okay, what about as a writer? What has your editor said, Sascha, you got to stop doing this?
I tend to write in very long sentences, and they're always trying to get this out of me. But as you may know, the German language, you have multiple possibilities to get things in a row and to tell like endless stories in just one sentence. With you're making a stress mark, or you're making a comma, and eventually you do a stop, and then well, that might take a page or two. No,
this is a 2-page sentence.
I like it, Sascha. I'm okay with that.
No, we're not okay with any of that, Danielle. Stop. That is not something we're supporting at all.
Comma. I'm right there with you, Sascha.
You don't get to put 40 commas in the sentence and count it as a sentence. Editors will go crazy. What about as a reader? What is something when you're reading, not editing or writing, but as a reader that will make you, oh wait, let me ask do you, that's okay. I can get all my thoughts there. I have a drunk gnome in my head that runs around with like little Post-its. That's like, you want to say this? Wait, I found this other one. I'm fine. Do you finish reading everything that you start reading, or do you put it away if you don't like it?
Actually, I do. I don't put anything away, even if it's so bad that I want to stop, because I think, well, someone has written it, and someone has had the idea of telling a story, and even if I don't like it,
that doesn't mean you have to donate your time to it. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to advocate this again. You have time to do creative things.
I'm there with you.
No, Danielle, you gotta stop reading crappy stuff, because that just because they wrote it, you already gave them the money. You don't have to finish it. That's how it works. It's not like you pay them at the end. You've already given them the money. Let it go. Okay. So
if it's good trash, I like it. I'm totally into good trash. I like the like the asylum movies or the sci-fi television movies. of the Sci-Fi Channel. We get them in Germany too, and they are so crappy sometimes, but I like it. It's like
that's very different. Sharknado probably should have an Emmy at this point in time because
God, yeah,
it's
the greatest.
I feel like what I want to be is I want to be in the rooms when these conversations are had where they're like, what we think is we should have a giant tornado that's full of sharks. And like, who says this movie? And somebody else goes, give me my checkbook.
and then they go, and let's get Steve from 90210. Yes,
we're not going to talk about those actors needed those jobs. Let's just put it that way.
But he's awesome in it. He acts his
I'm also
butt
a
off, and
big
I
fan
love
of
it.
I'm also a big fan of the trauma movies. You know, the trauma movies like Class of Nukem High or what else have they done? The Toxic Avenger is one of the.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
This is Lloyd Kaufman, Michael Hertz, the two directors, and I'm a big fan of this stuff from the 80s and the 90s.
Oh, the B movies, they're the best. All day, I could sit there. Yes, I'm right there with you. Yes.
So the other day on Amazon, this was a couple months ago, but it's the other day. There was a shark versus octopus movie, like a
Debbie
giant
Gibson and Tiffany. I think they were in that one. Yes.
Two-headed shark attack.
It was so bad, and I'm like, what the hell is happening? So I'm trying to like, okay, I can watch this. I could not get through it. I could not make myself sit through it. No.
Lost in your eyes. I think we're alone now. Clashing together. Awesome.
No. Okay. You've had too much Moscato. We're reining this all in. Is there something as a reader that drives you completely crazy that'll make you not want to continue, but continue reading anyway?
Well, it doesn't drive me crazy, but I think if I'm reading a chapter in like a big novel, like a big book, and I've got it, and I'm reading a passage, maybe a few chapters that doesn't get on with the story or doesn't get on with the involvement of a character, that drives me crazy. If this is like a 600, 700 page book, and you have this middle part where nothing happens in the story or with the characters, I think, why have you written this? This is not important. And looking back when I read all of this of the novel and look at the story, I think this part would be perfectly cut or skipped. In movie editing, it would be cut out because of length, and they don't do this much with books. And sometimes
is the editor in you. The editor in you is like, you can remove this. Thanks. Just cut it right out of your copy of the book. Yes. Do you like to read like physical books, or do you prefer ebooks or audiobooks? Like, what is your preference?
I like printed books and ebooks. I'm not so much into audiobooks.
I'm a big fan of audiobooks. I just actually finished today listening to where the Crawdads sing.
I got one of my novels made into an audiobook lately. That was amazing. It was the first time that they did an audio version of it. And
what did you think of it? Did you get to choose the narrator?
No, it was chosen by the publisher, and it was a German reading, and it's great. It fits the story.
I have to say, listening to one's audiobooks, Danielle, I don't know if you've experienced this, but it's kind of weird listening to your audiobooks because it's kind of like when I reread them, which I do because I don't keep world building. So I just go back and read or listen to my books again and go, okay, I remember everything now. I'll do the next one, right? But listening to it, I sit there and go, why the hell did I put that in there? Like, I think of things where I'm like, what? I should have done this different thing here. This would have been more clever. And then I'm like, I need to stop doing this because I'm like re-editing the book as I'm doing it. And I'm like,
yeah, it's like they say, if that is published, it isn't finished. It's never finished.
It's never finished. That was one thing Cleet told me was my first developmental editor told me, he was like, you have to lock it away. He's like, because you will go back and you will sit there and think about, I could have done this, I could have done that. He's like, you actually have to like lock it away and walk away. Exactly. He's like, or else you'll constantly be toying with it. He's like, you have to leave it alone. But I have listened to my first audiobook. I actually went on Audible and bought it to kind of just get the ball rolling a little bit. And I did sit there and listen to it because it was my first audiobook. Of course, I was like, I wanted to hear it, and I wanted to experience what the listeners, I wanted to get the full experience and kind of, hear what they heard and the whole thing. And yeah, I did that and I liked it. I was happy with it. I was like, cool, check it off, do that. But yeah, I had to like put the manuscripts on a separate flash drive, or else I'd go back and keep toying with them. I had to leave it alone.
I think a lot of authors, and if you're one of those listening right now, that just keep rewriting and rewriting and rewriting and rewriting, like, no, if you do that, you'll never publish your book. Because
gotta walk away.
My first published story was, 17 years ago now or something like that. My first published short story, I have to go back and look at it, but it's something like that. And I am a way better author than I was back then. Like the first time you write a novel,
different places in time.
Yeah, you go back to reread it, write it again, or story. You're going to be a better writer than you were when you started writing that thing. So unless you can just go, okay, I need to just go through it, make sure it says what I wanted to say, give it off to my editor so they can find all the stupid stuff that I did that I shouldn't have done, then you're never going to let it go. You have to let your baby go, and your baby will never be perfect.
Yeah, it's like
I think of it as a yearbook picture.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
exactly.
That's how I look at it. It's like that's a yearbook picture. That's the picture I took. That's where I was. I can't fix it. Like just look at it and go, oh yeah, and like close it and be like, you either have to say I took a good picture that day, or you're gonna be embarrassed by it. That's it. Like there's nothing else.
It's like a diary. What you felt like at that time, what your abilities were at that time, and looking back, it is a perfect documentary of what was your state then, and I like that.
Yeah.
What is a genre, Sascha, that you've never written that you'd like to write?
That would be maybe like a love story novel, something like that, like
a romance.
Yeah, romance maybe. Just something like I've seen a lot of self-publishers that are very, very popular for writing these fantasy kind of love novels, like with princes and
romantic-y kind of thing.
Romantic-y kind of thing, and well, maybe that is for me, or it is not. I'd like to try that out, and I'd like to write a Western someday.
Ooh,
I like Westerns.
That's cool.
I think both of these ideas are great. I interviewed someone yesterday that is a male who's written a romance novel, but it's written from the male perspective instead of the female perspective, because most romance novels are written from the female's perspective, right? They're not written from the male's. And even if it's written by a male, it's still written from the female's perspective, right? So I always think it's fascinating to watch and see male writers do a romance, right? And, a lot of times they have to learn a little bit because their main audience is female people reading the books, right? So there's some things that you just can't do, rules. But I think that's awesome. And Westerns are so much fun, like so much fun. And especially if you tie sci-fi or steampunk or horror and stuff like that into the Western or romance, it can make it very, very fun.
And you could write your own theme song.
Yeah. Theme songs would be awesome. Yeah, I like that. That was well done to the previous episode. So what are the name of the bands? Where can people hear your music? We didn't ask that question in the last one.
I don't know if this is available online, but I've had a band called Venus Meadow. That was like a melodic metal kind of band, like with opera.
Melodic metal band.
Metal. I like that.
It's called
like
Venus what?
The Venus Meadow.
Venus Meadow. We need to lock that up, Danielle. It's a melodic metal. I love all of this. I'm writing this down right now because I'm looking this up.
Melodic metal. Venus Meadow.
I've done. I haven't done the lyrics for that band. I was the percussion player in that band, and we did just one EP back in 2007, 2008, I guess. And well, it's kind of good produced, and we've got some orchestral music in it, and well, I'm very proud of it.
Have you ever toured as a band? Have you ever gone on tour?
Yeah, we have. We had a few performances. The biggest one was with an orchestra in front of a 3,000 people or something. That was amazing. It was a one-of-a-kind show, and we've done some club gigs also. But that's about it, because we live in several parts of the country now, and we didn't continue the project then.
And when you say percussion, do you mean drums?
No, not the drums, but everything else that looks like drums.
Okay.
Like you know, tambourine or other big drums that you can play with, like Turkish drums or stuff like that. I have a collection of several drums that I can play along with.
Wow,
like congas, bongos, all that stuff.
Wow, multi-talented. Look at you.
Anything you can hit, man.
Okay, Danielle, over to you, my friend.
If you could visit one mythical world in literature, where would you go?
I'd have to go with The Dark Tower by Stephen King. It's a very dangerous world.
I was going to say, why the hell would you want to go there?
It's a collection of very, very dangerous worlds, but I think he's done a great job creating this conglomerate of multiple of the multiverse he's putting into this, and the possibilities there, and it's got also Western stuff. If you look at the first novel, the Gunslinger, it's a perfect sci-fi Western novel, and it goes on with a medieval kind of love story in the fourth episode, and the last three installments, it's like almost like a meta novel thing when the characters meet their maker, and that's just great. If I could dive into that and the world that Ronan Deschain, the main character, is going through, that would be amazing.
Very cool. If you could be any mythical or fantastical creature, what would you be?
I've been thinking about that a lot, actually. Do I want to be a werewolf or a vampire? And I think I want to be a ghoul.
What?
A ghoul?
A ghoul? Yes. Does ghoul mean something different in Germany than it does over here? Because ghouls are mindless, undead creatures. Is that what you want to be?
Kim Harrison's aren't. Kim Harrison's eat meat, but they're totally fine.
Yeah, something like that.
So, an intelligent zombie? Is that what you're going for?
No, maybe. No, and I like the subterranean style they live in. I think that's something I would dig.
You want to live underground?
Why not?
Okay, that is definitely it. I love this question because we get some of the weirdest answers. Like, seriously, he's like vampire, werewolf. I was like, obviously werewolf, but and then you're like, I'm gonna be a ghoul.
No, I always like zombies, and if there was something like an intelligent zombie or something like that would be my kind of.
Yeah, the Night Hunter series, actually, not Kim Harrison. Night Hunter series has ghouls. Yeah, Rodney. Okay. He just ate meat. Like, I think he just had to eat human meat like every now and then, but he was like up talking, walking. He was fine.
Yeah,
Rodney.
Cool. Okay, so what are your favorite zombies then? What kind of zombies are your favorite? What universe does the zombies the best?
I always liked the fast rabbit zombies.
So the 28 Days Later zombies.
Yes, they are totally awesome. Or the what was that zombies? And I also like the one from I Am Legend with Will Smith.
Those are more vampires than zombies.
Yes, but the style of them. They were also skinny and very the quick breathing. That was insane idea for the movie.
No, nobody needs that. I'm fine with the zombies as long as they're not running. Like, I'm okay as long as they can't run fast.
You have to have a plan.
Oh, I have many plans. Trust me, I have a zombie bug out bag. They're already put together with the life straws and I'm prepared for this to happen. And I think if it was to happen, it would be very much like 28 Days Later, where it's like a rabies kind of like thing, you know. It won't be people coming out of the ground. Like, although that's terrifying, there's
that's not how
science and stuff that would prohibit that from occurring. But yeah, that's interesting. Okay, Danielle.
I'm on the zombie apocalypse thing right now, so I gotta get my brain.
What are your favorite zombies then, Danielle? Since we're
I don't watch zombie movies, because that could really happen. Yeah, no, I can't watch that because that's gonna happen. It's see, I have my zombie apocalypse plan. First thing I do is I'm cutting off my husband's head because he had the flu shot, and I'm convinced that's how the whole thing's gonna happen. So my first plan, because I told him never to get it, is I cut off his head, and then I have the dogs in a papoose, one in front, one in back. And then my original plan when I was in New York was to head to the West Side Highway, steal a boat, and then I'm heading to Easter Island because I can't have anybody on the boat because of zombie sharks. I don't want to have to kick their bodies off into the ocean because then, like I said, zombie sharks, and that's just way too much for my body to handle and my brain. So yeah, I have a whole plan. But now that I'm in Charlotte, I got to find a way, because I'm landlocked, to get to the shore, to get to the water. But the plan was to steal a sailboat. No sound. Yeah, I have a plan.
So
that worked out pretty much.
I'm gonna burst a little bubble for you on this plan to make you rethink it. Because no, I'm going to, because if you watch Walking Dead,
Fear the Walking Dead,
Fear the Walking Dead, or
the
video game, the the Best of Us and stuff like that, they can go in water and do.
Oh, yeah, but that's why I'm heading to Easter Island, because when I actually mapped this whole thing out, Easter Island was the best place for me to go. It was furthest. There was no chance of anybody walking there. So I was okay with Easter Island.
But you gotta realize they don't have to stop. They can just keep moving.
Yeah, they're not going to go that far. I'm going to be well out there. This is why I can't take anybody on the boat with me, because once again, I can't kick your body off the boat, because then I got zombie sharks to deal with. So I can't think like that. That's why I can't, no Florida, because then I got zombie alligators to deal with. There's a lot in my plan. And so, yeah, no, we're not dealing. That's Easter Island. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the whole plan is there. But that's why I don't watch movies like that, because then it's too much for me to handle. But I have a bag. Yeah, I have it fed. I have katanas, because once again, no sound, can't attract them. I have medical supplies ready to go, and I got 2 pups in a papoose. But my plan was to actually steal a fire truck, and the hose was going to be hooked up to gasoline so I could blowtorch them all out of my way. I have a book ready to go on this, Eric. I'm surprised you haven't even asked for it
I
yet.
actually want to co-write this book with you, because I want to be the other half that's actually the one that has experienced this situation before.
It's all planned.
Yes,
I figured out how the recombinant DNA.
I feel a co-written zombie novel coming on from
it's all
2
planned,
characters' perspective.
I don't do zombie movies because it's really going to happen, and to me those are more like documentaries. So I don't do that. I don't do that, and I don't do dolls. I don't do doll movies.
Oh, don't get me started with dolls. No.
Yeah, we don't do those. Yeah, you understand me, Sasha, right? We're feeling it. Yeah, I don't do that stuff. There's certain movies I just don't do.
Sasha, is there anything that you don't do, like, that scares you, that you're like, nope, not going to do this?
Well, I'm like kind of a big guy, and the last time I was on a roller coaster was not so good, so I'm not going on roller coasters at any point of my life again.
I agree with you on that. I'm a small person, so I agree with you, Sasha. Mm-hmm. Don't do that.
Roller coasters, interesting. Are there any paranormal stuff that you're like, like dolls are kind of terrifying because some of them do stuff, and there's way too many videos of dolls doing crap that I'm like, nope, No, perfect
Nope.
little body for little spirits to go in. I'm good not doing that. But is there
Spirits
anything
is
like that?
Spirits is a good point. I'm terrified of ghosts and ghost movies. I was terrified when I first watched the Poltergeist film. I think it's an amazing film. It scared the shit out of me. And so did Insidious. The first Insidious movie was also one of these scary things I watched. And I'm a big fan, but they also scare me of found footage films like the Blair Witch Project.
Oh, the Blair Witch Project.
The first one, the documentary style film, like all of the other epigones that came after that. If they are very good, like Paranormal Activity, the first one. The first one, yes. This is what scares me a little bit. Not so much, but if I have to choose, then it would be ghosts or like undead stuff that's spooking around the house or spooky houses. I'm very much into spooky houses and lost places and stuff like that. And that scares me a bit.
That's okay. When we send you the Drinking with Author swag, we'll send you some sage. You can just carry it around with you. Just be like, we'll sage this, we'll sage that. No, just kidding. No, that's awesome. Okay, Danielle, I'm going to give you the last but most amazing question that's been asked. No pressure.
No pressure at all. What is your spirit animal, Sascha?
My spirit animal, the sloth.
The sloth. And on that note, I think that was the most amazing answer we've gotten.
Yes, I like it. Anybody who can let mold grow on them, I'm a fan of. I'm a fan. Sascha, tell the audience how they can find you and your books.
You can find me on social media at Sascha Vennemann Author at Facebook, at Sascha Vennemann Author at Instagram, and at Captain Starbucks. That's CPT Starbucks at Twitter.
Very cool. And you have a blog, but it's in German, right?
Yeah, right. That's on WordPress. It's cptstarbucks.wordpress.com.
Very, very cool. It is awesome. It has been so amazing to have you on this show. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you for having me. I'm honored to be the first German author on this podcast.
Yes. And the first author that we've had that writes pulp like that. That is so amazing. Like, I'm totally going to look into the English ones that I can, because no, I cannot read German. And yeah, I took a little French in high school, but enough to ask where the bathroom is and say inappropriate things. That's all I
have to say. The translation is fantastic. So it fits the tone that I write, and the words are the exact words. So that's great.
I cannot wait to read it. Okay, guys, this has been Drinking with Authors, the Literary Briefs edition. I've been your host, Erica Lance. Our sponsor has been Skunk Brothers Spirits, coupon code DWA10. Absolutely check them out. And I would recommend to give them for holidays and stuff like that. They're kind of amazing. My amazing co-host has been Daniela Orsino in her Wonder Woman outfit. Well, not outfit, this is a shirt. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I love that you just did that. So you have to be watching, and I'm not even going to say what it is because you have to be watching. Don't forget, like, subscribe. You're either listening or watching right now, so you can do it right now while it's in your hands. And if you feel like it or not, I don't care if you feel like it, leave us a review anyway. We want to hear what you think. And we will see you guys next time.